If you manage social for a brand, you run an agency, or you post as a creator, you don't need another generic recap of what went viral last week. You need a radar. This is House of Trends. It tracks what's emerging, the mechanics behind why it works, and whether a brand can actually use it. I built this using the experience that I've built over the last decade in social strategy and platform operations, and I'm giving you full access for free. The link is in the description, but before you go off and grab it, let me show you how to use this data the moment that you open it. What you see here is your welcome screen. Only thing that I want you to memorize here is the different life cycles and the color coding that has gone into this sheet for ease of use. So green is emerging, so jump in early. Yellow is peaking, means it's safe for brands to use. Orange is saturated, and blue is evergreen. Now let's look at brand fit. Green means it's highly safe for brands to use. Yellow means that it needs a new angle. And then orange, let's leave that to creators unless we can really spin it around in some way that we can use it as a brand. Now let's look at difficulty. Green means it's easy. All you need is just a phone and some light edits. Yellow means that there's some sound design or some effort put into the post-production phase. And then orange means that there's a high production lift, meaning that there has to be some sort of creative angle, some storytelling, some polishing in the back end in order to make it work. So let's jump straight into the trends. All of this is your data. But what do you do as a creator who just generally jumps in here and opens this up for the very first time? This is what I would do. I'd go in here and I'd look for the niche that I am currently trying to create content for. So let's look at beauty. We have 3 possible trends that we can look into and try to replicate ourselves, gain some inspiration from it. Let's go to the very end and we can see that there's 2 are evergreen. From those 2 evergreen, we see one's easy, one's medium, and one is evergreen. So let's try to jump on the wave here. Let's go for some evergreen and let's go for the easy one. This trend is called What's the Plan? Let's see what this trend is all about. This is great. Some humor has been added. So what do you do now? You look at the hook framework. You have a full glam close-up. The text overlay kind of explains what's going on. And then there's a hard cut, mid-cleanse, soap buds on your bare face. Add some comedy to it. But let's say that, okay, I'm not a beauty creator. I'm a fashion creator. Or you know what? Let's try to approach this as a fashion brand. Let's see. Fashion pulled up. We have a high brand fit here, and it is emerging and it's currently rising. So, okay, let's take a look at this example. It's all about showing off that aesthetic. Kind of a vibe switch going on in here. Okay. So again, let's look at the hook framework, why it hooks, how it hooks, and let's see how this is broken down. Creator A and creator B walking towards each other. They both have distinct aesthetics going on. That immediate collision and the headphone drop causes the creators to mistakenly grab each other's headphones. And as they put on the headphone, we can see that they're showing off their aesthetic. It's a good way for either a brand to showcase all the different fits that they have, depending on the vibe that they're going for, or even just creators using this to collaborate with one another, with another fashion creator, with another beauty creator, and just kind of cross-pollinate between both of your different audiences. Now let's look at the last vertical here, which I've included as general. And specifically, general doesn't mean just anything goes, more or less a combination of both beauty and fashion. But again, yes, it could be applied on a general sense. These are trends on a bigger scale that can be used, if used wisely, appropriately with the niche that you are currently focusing on. So let's look at this again. Life cycle. One is saturated, one is peaking, one is evergreen, one is emerging. Let's look at evergreen. We haven't looked at evergreen yet, so it should be easy to reproduce. Take the edge off POV. Okay, okay. This trend is kind of resurfacing. It started back in 2025. Users are pretty much accustomed. They have been trained to recognize this audio already. So we see here that beauty creators are focusing the POV on what takes the edge off, on items or products that they want to feature. And in this case, it looks like they are featuring their lipstick, their lip balm, and it's just a one take. So it's easy. All you got to do is just film the situation with you and your friends, and you've got a piece of content. You already have the audio, you have the idea, the hook framework, the explanation of why it hooks and why it works. So it should be super easy for you to just jump in here, look at the content, filter it by either the platform that you're trying to look into, the different niche, and just go with it. You know, filter it by the life cycle if you want. If you're a brand, filter it whether or not it is a brand fit, or even if you're like an influencer manager and you're looking for content ideas that you can provide to some of the creators that you're currently working with, just go ahead and grab this information, share it out. That's what it's here for. That's why it's been built. And so that's the system. 1, filter it by the vertical. 2, check the life cycle. And 3, take a look at the hook framework. It's been broken down for you to make it as easy as possible, so it takes the guessing out and you're just immediately grabbing ideas, taking that inspiration, and doing it your own way. So just take this database, steal it like an artist, and let your own perspective do the rest. If you want that view only link, it's in the description. All you gotta do is just drop your email and it's yours. But next up, we're going to go into the feed. You're going to watch me hunt live for trends using my Blink account and diagnose the algorithm in real time. So subscribe if you don't want to miss it, and I'll see you in the feed.